Hey there, guys. Welcome to Moneyball. We're so glad you're here today. Now, today's video, we're going to show you how to protect your credit, a measure of protection called lock and freeze. You're going to want to hear this, guys. It's awesome. And this video will go hand in hand. It's a follow-up to the series of videos we've been making lately on how to boost your credit score and protect it. Remember last week we showed you how to raise your credit score by 50 or more points just by reporting your rent. And with that other site where you just put your name and address in there. If you haven't seen it, guys, go back and watch it. We'll be right back with all of the information that you came here for today. Thanks. Hey guys, welcome back. We're so happy you're here. Guys, the industry, the credit industry is constantly changing. Who doesn't want an 800 credit score? I know certainly I do, and I'll bet that you do as well. The industry is shifting to one of which they're allowing us to report our own credit accounts. Can you imagine that? A world in which we live in to where you can report your own credit accounts. Now, normally what happens is you go get a car loan, you go get a home loan, whatever. You borrow from a third party, and that third party is responsible for reporting your behavior. How many on-time payments you make, if you make the payment or not. Well, it's moving now towards allowing you as the consumer to report your own credit. So we're doing a series of videos to hit on those because we know that you won't report yourself as negative. And so we're going to show you how to report yourself good on each of these videos so that you have the score you need, the one you deserve. Now today, what we're going to focus on is called a credit lock and a freeze. Now guys, I own a mortgage company here in Tampa, Florida, and I have for a decade or so, maybe longer than that. And I can't tell you the number of times when a client has come through our front doors almost in tears because someone else got a hold of their credit profile. And what did they do? They end up charging up a very high profile lifestyle underneath someone else's name. Guys, that does nothing but cause a lot of damage, and it's very, very hard to undo that. I'm sure you've heard that old saying that it's very hard to unscramble eggs. In this case, it is, guys. So how do we prevent this? Well, we stop it from ever happening. And how do you do that? Well, guys, each of the repositories here in the United States, and as you know, there's 3 of them, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. They all have a lot of services they offer these days, and most of them are free. So all of them offer one that's called a credit lock. It's free of charge. And what it is, guys, is when you go to apply for a home loan, very important, now listen up. When you go to apply for a home loan and you give your credit information to a guy like me, or Bank of America down the street, we have an option to make a decision. I can pull that credit by myself, okay, and pay for the credit report and then get all your information. Now that costs quite a bit of money. I don't like doing that. It's about $50. Or the second decision I can make is I can give your information to a bank that I think I might want to work with, and I can tell that bank, no, you pull their information and get back to me. Now that's easy on me, but it's hard on you. And the reason why is because typically those banks will not just pull your credit one time. What they'll do is they'll fish it off to many different banks in their pipeline. So it's very, very realistic that when you apply for a home loan, a car loan, and you go to one person who simply makes a decision to fish it off to another one, that it could be fished off 2 or 3 or 4 different times. So for a one-time request that you make on a house, a car, or a credit card, you could end up with 5 or 6 credit pulls. And guys, that's no good. It only takes a few credit pulls before your credit score starts hitting the gutter. So I'm going to put up on the screen here some special telephone numbers to all 3 of the repositories. I'm going to give them to you verbally as well now too, where you can call. It's an automated system and it's no charge, remember. And you can say, I want to unlock my credit for 24 hours. I want to lock it up. And what that does, guys, is even a professional like me that has all of the license that are needed to pull credit, it will stop me dead in my tracks. I can't fish it off to a third party. I can't even pull the credit myself. So, guys, that's handy. So I have to have basically your permission, which is what this is all about, right? So you would have to call, use the voice automated system, and unlock the credit for me. It's called a credit lock. It's easy to do. It's a very nifty and handy tool, and I want to encourage you to do it as soon as this video is over with. Now, there's one more I want to tell you about. It's called a credit freeze. Now, this one's totally different. But nonetheless, it's important. Now, before I tell you about this one, I want you to do me one quick favor, please. Let's stop right here for a second. I want you to smash that like button. Subscribe, please. I promise this channel will end up paying back in dividends, guys. And also, make a comment. I want you to know that I respond to all the comments, even the negative ones, because I want to be involved with you guys. I want some interaction here. So please, do this right now. We're going to pause for 2 seconds while you do that, and then I'm going to tell you about the credit freeze. Okay, guys, this last one is called credit freeze. And this is, this is actually might be one for you as well. The difference between the lock and the freeze is the lock it doesn't afford you any type of legal protections. You're going through a voice-activated phone system to lock and unlock. So that's convenient. But, guys, as I'm sure you know, there's a price to pay in the world we live in for convenience. However, if you've been burned more than once, and believe me, it only takes one time, you'll understand why people sometimes opt to get a credit freeze. And what this is, call the same numbers I gave you, all 3 repositories, it's necessary, and let them know that you don't want a credit lock, that you want a credit freeze. Now, what that means is that every time you want your entire profile frozen to where, guys like me can't get to it, they'll do that, but you have to call in, and you can't do it over a voice-activated system. You have to speak to a live rep. It requires a PIN code and some other authorization steps, but it's fairly easy. But this one also comes with some legal protections, meaning that if you opt for a security freeze with either Equifax, TransUnion, or Experian, and something goes wrong, you get robbed or fraud happens on your account, because it was a freeze and you're really not in control of it, they are, because they're the ones that are lifting and unlifting that freeze. There are some legal consequences that come in your benefit, meaning that if something happens, they may find themselves in a position where they have to pay you money. Now, this service, the freeze, is not free. I believe there's a monthly fee. I think it's about $4.95. Probably still well worth it, guys. But that's the difference between the two. Figure out which one you want and have it initiated today, guys. So important. We also believe, and it's worth mentioning this right now, we believe there are credit point increases associated with the freeze and the lock. And the reason why, and you'll know if you've been watching my series, it's because it shows a financial responsibility. It's your psychological behavior that matters when it comes to your credit profile, guys. Remember, I've been saying this over and over and over again. Now, next week I got something special for you. We're going to show you how to save money and get paid at the same time that your credit score is going up. So in other words, you get rewarded for saving money, you get paid, and your credit score goes up at the same time. Guys, if that doesn't interest you, I don't know what will. My wife and I just signed up for this program yesterday, so you're going to love it. Other than that, guys, I want you to have a great day. Remember, we're looking out for you, okay? Smash the like button for me. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment, guys. I respond to all comments, good or bad. Leave it. We'd love to hear from you, and have a great day, and we're looking out for you. Please don't forget that.